Reproach of Christ and greater riches. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 26, we read, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of reward. This is a very great revelation that Moses received by faith. By faith, Moses counted the reproach of Christ as greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. At that point of time, we can see that the Egyptian empire was the greatest empire in the world. Treasures from almost all over the world flowed into Egypt. In other words, the palaces of Egypt had the greatest riches of that time. To reject all those riches and joyfully choose reproaches is something that's unimaginable. Even in this period of time, with all guidance and counseling and pastors helping us to mold, we can see that some saints face reproaches that spoil their name and fame and get really discouraged in their life, and some even give up their spiritual life. But here is a man who did not have the privilege of possessing even a Bible, who had not seen or heard of anyone choosing to embrace reproach, rejecting the riches of the world, but yet did it. It was the faith that enabled Moses to do it. How many of us can testify along with Moses that we are able to take reproach as great riches? While the people of this world hate reproaches, those who have the riches of faith in them take them to be true treasures. We read that he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. When hated and reproached for the sake of Christ, people with faith rejoice and leap for joy, for they see that their reward is great in heaven. We read this in Luke chapter 6 verse 22 and 23, and also in Matthew chapter 5 verse 11 and 12. Let us therefore, when hated and reproached, rejoice, because we have a great riches in heaven, and we have a great reward in heaven for all the reproaches that we face here on earth. Praise the Lord.